Hi friends, Andrea here with a new video for Hip Kit Club. Today is Product Focus Wednesday and I will be highlighting the papers from the September 2020 kits. The challenge for the week was to create our own florals or flowers, and I'm gonna be making a couple of memory decks cards. It's been a long time since I've made some of this, so we are gonna work on them. So two different kinds of flowers for this project. The first one is this rolled flowers. So we get this three-dimensional flowers, and I ended up rolling at least, I believe, maybe 20 of them. I am not sure exactly, but you can see in the background I have a heart-shaped piece of cardstock. It has pattern paper on the other side, so I just layered two pieces of cardstock and one piece of pattern paper. That's what you see on the back. Right now we are building the base. The holes for the memory decks system I made with the Heidi Swap hole punch. Okay, and I'm attaching this using the same pattern paper that's going to be seen on one side, and on this side you can see I have covered only half of the heart, and that is because I feel I had a great idea. Point being, the original idea was to cover the entire heart with the rolled flowers. What happens? Couple of things. First one is I would have had to spend hours and hours rolling these tiny flowers. The other thing was, how am I really going to embellish this and make sure that whatever I put on top of the flowers actually stays? So I had the idea of covering only half of it, and then I have the other half has the pattern paper, and you'll see how we're gonna go ahead and embellish this. So I'm using hot glue to add the flowers and make sure that they stay in place. I tried regular glue. They were not staying, so I wasn't 100% sure that this card was going to hold. So I went with the hot glue, and we have only one more flower to add. So this process, even though right now you can see it's only maybe a couple of minutes, it took a long time, but mainly because of the flowers. You had to cut them, you had to wait for the machine to cut them, you have to roll them, and that's what took the most time in creating this card. So now I'm just working on the petals, making sure that there are not really many white spots. Some of them are going to be inevitable, but trying to work on that. And here we go, and you'll see what I'm doing is I took the marigold chipboard stickers. This came in the embellishment kit, and I'm using 3 pieces and layer them one on top of the other to make sure that, you know, I get dimension, I get colors, I get interest. Because it is, and also because it is the same collection from the pattern papers, the embellishments, they just work really, really well. And here, the same thing. I'm still working with the chipboard stickers, and I found one of the wooden frames from Jane Hadfield, also from the embellishment kit. And I'm using it to frame a photo. These are some of these gold stickers that are definitely one of my favorites. So easy to work with, and that pop of gold is always good to have. And I'm also using one of those stickers for the title of the card, and then the journaling. So what I've been doing with this, and you'll see some of the other cards, but what I've been doing with these cards is I've been using them to somehow document maybe just one event, just one photo, just one special photo, maybe from a mini album that I've made before, and I've been enjoying using this system for that. Okay, so here we're gonna work with a different kind of flower. It is a yellow layered card file, and this one is from Paige Evans. So what I'm doing is I'm creating the base of the card. I'm creating a pocket and the base of the card using the same pattern paper that I used on the front of the heart card. So I'm folding it in half just to make sure that I cut both pieces at the same time. You can definitely do it separately, especially if you want to use two different pattern papers or a pattern paper and cardstock. I machine stitched around the edges of the flower, each one of the layers of the flower, as well as the edges of both pieces for the pocket. I wanted both sides to actually show the gold stitching, so that's why I stitched them separately, and then I'm adding the double-sided tape. If you don't mind the back of the stitching showing, you can just add a tiny bit of glue or double-sided tape and then machine stitch them together. All right, and then I'm just starting to add layered one piece on top of the other. You cannot see the gold thread, but you'll see it once I show you the close-up. And these two cards, the front of both cards are mainly just decorations, just highlighting those pattern papers, highlighting the actual flowers. And then the journaling and the photos of this one will be inside the pocket. Get in there. This is the Marigold sticker book, and I'm using the banner with the phrase, and that's gonna be the title of my card. Now time to add the leaves. And with these ones I had to play a little bit just to make sure that they're gonna last, because they're so thin. But now I found the perfect spot and way to bend the paper that it actually works. All right, and you can see the pocket is right there. And okay, we're gonna add double-sided tape. Make sure that that's there. And then I remember I had still 2 tags from the Pink Fresh Studio collection, and that's what I'm gonna use to hold my photos. You can see that they're already embellished, so they have this kind of the pocket is already created for you. It's not gonna hold, so if you want something to really stick, you just have to add glue. I think I did that with one of the photos. But for the second one, I just have 2 photos stick there. So here you have the first card. You can see all the layers, and those layers look amazing. And it's just one chipboard sticker on top of the other, and then the dimensional flowers. And here you can see all the layers and all the details with the stitching. And here's what I'm talking about. That The photos are just there, and for the second one I did add some double-sided tape to stick it in place. And there you go. So now we're gonna put them inside my box, and they fit, and they go. So this box it's not full, so there are still some memories that I can add, but here you can see all the details and all the flowers. But this was the perfect challenge, and it felt so nice to go back to flowers and to work with that. And the September kits are definitely amazing. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it inspires you to keep creating. The initial idea was to make actual cards, but then I felt that I've been making way too many cards and thought, okay, maybe memory decks cards fall into that category, and I think it worked really well. I am very inspired to keep creating more of those, and please make sure that you check the website. The October kits will be starting to ship very, very soon, so we are all also gonna get creative with those. I hope you have a great day, and this was Andrea for Hip Kit Club. Bye bye.